I envisioned our guys playing hard. They played harder than I could have envisioned. They battled tonight, and those are the two things that stood out.
You had mentioned before the game you wanted to see Luka enter a certain mode. I can't remember exactly what your words were.
Blackout episode.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that.
He got one. At the end of the first half when he hit the three right in front of our bench, 63-52. He started screaming.
Okay.
I don't know who he was screaming at, but he started screaming. It was great.
He looks kind of like Luka, right? But
Yeah.
Can you just describe what you saw from him?
No, I think it was great. He controlled the game when he had the ball in his hands, made some great decisions. I thought the way he handled the shock with Jokic up in pick and roll early, getting us good looks, getting Jackson 2 layups. They had to go to other options. And then on the other end, it was a top-notch defensive game from him. And again, that was all our guys. They battled and they competed and they executed at a really high level.
Big part of the game plan was having Rui physically meet Jokic and deny. I think 7 shot attempts. For him.
Yeah.
Is the tied for a season low this year. How good was Rui in that job tonight, and how good team-wise were you in really just making it difficult for them to even get Nicole the ball?
Yeah, I mean, again, he leads the NBA in touches. He's going to touch the ball, and we tried to limit his touches as much as possible. Thought Rui was outstanding. He was a warrior tonight, a warrior. And all the guys that had primary turns on him, LeBron at one point, Vando for sure, setting the tone with his physicality, Doe as well. And then anytime a small got switched on again, we just stuck with what we were trying to do and had to live with some things, but that's what we were willing to live with.
And then the second question, in terms of, obviously Luka dealt with a pretty big shock to his world and trade, and so you guys spoke, like, how important do you think it'll be for him to have played a game like this now in a Lakers uniform as he moves forward with the organization?
Yeah, I think, again, the sort of return to normalcy and in some ways a new normal that we're trying to create for him, there are steps to all of that for it to become his new normal. And you need, in some ways, like, what about Bob? You need baby steps. And, tonight was a baby step.
There's no way he's seen that.
My staff hasn't even seen What About Bob.
I've never even heard of that.
Bill Murray. It's a Bill Murray movie. Yeah, it's an excellent movie. Richard Dreyfuss. Baby steps to the elevator. Baby steps to the elevator.
There was a play in the first half where Luka found LeBron streaking down the court perfectly in stride. He finishes at the hoop. I think this happened a few times already in the short amount of time they play with one another. I imagine that's just instincts. What's it like for you to see them already developing?
Yeah, I think we envision with Luka's decision making, LeBron's decision making, our emphasis on throw aheads, throw acrosses, our running patterns, all that stuff. Like, we can be a really good transition team when we get stops and deflections and steals, and certainly you look for that. Like Luka with an advantage and LeBron streaking down the sideline. I feel like something good is going to happen with that.
In that first trip from Vando, he had a couple steals. Was getting.
Yeah, I mean,
With the trade being rescinded, okay, center, it might be a soft spot on your roster, but can he make up for it playing small ball 5?
Yeah, again, this is all every night matchup dependent. He's going to play on the ball some. He's going to play at the 5 some. We're going to play a second big some nights. I thought just the energy from the bench, from the guys that didn't play. Keefe again, just leading that was great. And Vando is, he's a Swiss Army knife on the defensive end. He can do a lot of things, and we'll look for him to do a lot of things going forward.
What were the key elements of the defensive game plan? Were there some similarities to how you played with the Knicks and just kind of the swarming, or what was kind of the thing that stood out that you felt like the players really followed?
Yeah, there was a similarity, and just in terms of the messaging around what we were willing to live with, and then the difference was, really just whiting Jokic as soon as he crossed half court, and then just relying on that secondary defender on the backside to take away the over-the-top pass. And, they got some of those cuts off of it, and also created some turnovers off of it, and also got the ball in other guys' hands off of that when he did catch the ball. So that we executed that well.
With the ball movement tonight, it felt like you guys generated a ton of open looks, and even in the first half, you guys missed a
Yeah.
bunch, and we're still up, relatively big. What was tonight kind of your vision for the offense, and this sort of a preview of what this group can do as they continue to build on this?
Yeah, I think Luka needs to be the guy that controls the offense, and Bron and AR, because we're going to stagger everybody. They're going to have their times to be on the ball, but all three of those guys are very intelligent basketball players, and we can create mismatches. We can get teams in the blender, and a lot of times that's how we were able to generate, I thought, some great looks in the first half. Made some early, and then we went cold, but we felt like we were getting good offense throughout that first half.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.